Hello everyone, a warm welcome to our workshop on PRIMAVERA P6 and MS project. We are truly excited to have you with us and look forward to making this a valuable and engaging learning experience. I am Preetham Barida, your host for today's session at Protrainy. We are proud to be an IIM Ahmedabad Ventures funded skilling platform with a mission to make civil engineering students industry ready through hands-on project-based training. So far, we had the privilege of training over 17,000 civil engineers plus from 700 plus companies and 4,000 plus colleges across the globe. So, if you want to stay connected with ProTraining, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn by searching ProTraining for updates regarding future programs and also for the workshops. So, let me introduce our trainer, Miss Muskan ma'am, a highly experienced professional with a strong planning program and over 20 years of expertise in project management and scheduling. With deep knowledge in optimizing project outcomes, Muskan ma'am brings a wealth of practical experience and insights to help you master effective planning strategies. So let's welcome Muskan ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Welcome.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Very good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, so I'm Muskan. I'll be your trainer for the today's session. So to begin with, we will first start with the introduction about Primavera MSP. Why are we using Primavera MSP? Anybody? What is the use of these two softwares? Anybody would like to share? What is Primavera? What is MS Project? And why do we use it? Project planning. Okay. Thanks, Manish. Anybody else? Planning tools. Thanks, Bishal. So it's for scheduling the work in the organized manner. Thanks,
Recording in
Bishal.
progress.
Anybody else would like to share something about why are we using these softwares? Fine. So I'll just share my notepad and we will go in detail about each and everything. Okay. So here for scheduling the work in the organized manner, easily monitoring the project progress of construction, smooth workflow, managing complex projects. Yes. Wait, so we all have a rough idea why are we using these softwares, okay? Primavera and MS project. So I hope my screen is visible, the notepad. Yes, anybody can just let me know. Okay, thanks, Punj. So when we talk about Primavera or any project planning software or any project, so it is divided into 5 stages. Anybody knows those 5 stages? Would anybody would like to share what are those 5 stages? I am putting it down on the notepad. So basically, the 5 stages are initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closure. Yes. Thanks, Hussein. Project life cycle. Thanks, Mehta. Monitoring and controlling, and fifth is your closure. So these are the 5 stages. We will learn the software on these 5 stages as well. So when we talk about initiation, what do we understand by initiation? Anybody? Yes? What do we understand by initiation? Any guesses? Okay, collecting the scope. Perfect. So yes, before you start the project, a scope project requirements. Yes. So scope of work or collecting the scope or project requirements, creation of the project charter. Yes. All the details like when the project is going to start, when the project is going to finish, knowing the stakeholders. Yes, stakeholders are your customers. Perfectly fine. So before starting any project, a scope of work is defined in advance. Am I correct? You get your starting date of the project, what is the end result of your project, you get the ending project. So first this is defined and then you start your project. As the term suggests, to start or to initiate anything. When we talk about planning, so in terms of Primavera, in planning, first we define the structures of the organization. For example, first is EPS. Now, what is EPS? EPS is Enterprise Project Structure. Okay. What is enterprise project structure? Where you belonging to the construction industry or belonging to any of the industries, you have to define the profile of your company. What all work your company does. That first you have to define in your EPS. Okay, enterprise project structure, where you will define the profile of your company, what all work your company is doing. Fine. Then we define the OBS, that is organization breakdown structure, people who are there in the organization. Basically, the positions which are permanent in the organizations. For example, if you're having two, three divisions in your company, let's say you're into construction industry, that's the profile of your company. You're into developing of apartments and your commercial buildings. So there must be some directors in your company taking care of the, what do you call, is about the apartment, and the other director will be, they are created in your Primavera software only, Hussein. So OBS organizational structure, MD, directors, the people who are on the senior most positions, without which the organization cannot run. So those will be the people you're hiring for the per project, that will be in your resources. So OBS is the organization breakdown structure where you will be defining the people on the senior most positions in your company. Once you define the EPS, you define the OBS, then you define your project name. Project name as in whatever project you are going to work upon. Let's say you're working upon an apartment or you're working upon a commercial building. So you will give your project name. Once you've given the project name, before entering anything into the project, first you have to define the calendars. Any idea why do we define the calendars first? Why can't I directly go and give the activities? Anybody? Yes? Okay, no idea. So we define the calendars first because you have to put the holidays. You're working Monday to Friday, working Monday to Saturday, any of the national holidays, yes, any of the company holidays. So those all you have to put there, then only you'll get the exact start and the finish date of your project. Fine. After defining the calendar, we define first the WBS of the project. Any idea what is WBS? Okay, Kunj. So work breakdown structure, perfect. So work breakdown structure, basically, you will define the mainline activities of your project. So like for example, again, if I take from the construction industry, your foundations, your structures, your plumbing work, your MEP works, your what do you call it? Finishing works, those are the main activities of your project. Those are known as the WBS. Then next, after the WBS, you define the activities of a project. The sub activities. Let's say in the foundation, you have excavation, PCC, and so on. After the activities, you define the duration of each and every activity. You want to do it in days, weeks, months, and so on. Once you've defined the duration, then you have to define the predecessors of each and every activity. What do you understand by predecessors? Yes, anybody? Yes, the previous activity. For example, activity A finishes, B starts, B finishes, C starts. But when we are actually on site, we all are working, right? So are the activities one after the other in the real life scenario? All the activities follow one. Yes, no. Fine. Because all the activities do not run one after the other. So there could be activities which run one after the other. That is finish to start relationship. A finishes, B starts. Then SS, that is start to start, when two activities will start simultaneously. Then there's some activities finish to finish, irrespective of the starting days, both are going to finish together. Then there is start to finish. Once B finishes, when the successor finishes, then the predecessor activity starts. Okay, fine. So these are the relationships which you will understand more in detail once you start with the software. Once you define all these relationships, then you will be defining on the basis of your predecessor, you will get your critical path. Any idea, anybody, what is critical path? Yes, anybody, please. It is the longest path of the project and it contains the activities which cannot be delayed, right? If those activities get delayed, then the whole project will get delayed. Yes. So those are the critical activities. Once you define the critical activities, or it automatically gets with the help of your predecessors, then we define the resources. What all is required for a project? Material resources, manpower, helper, welder, supervisor, steel, concrete, whatever you want to. You define the resources along with the costs which are available in the market. Then you assign the resources to activities where you will get the budgeted cost of the whole project. Fine. Once you get the budgeted cost of whole project, then we will be defining the baseline. Any idea what is baseline? Yes? Okay. Any idea what is baseline? Yes, it is basically the snapshot of your planned project. Once you created the baseline, you're saving the project. So after that, you have taken the approval from your management or from your client or whatever. Once your project has been saved with the help of baseline, then you start with the execution part. Let's say your project is starting on 1st of July. Might be on 10th of July or 15th July, management is asking you how much work is done. So one is the scheduled percentage, which system tells you that how much work should be done. That is your planned percentage as per the project. And one is the actual percentage, which you update from your site status. Am I correct? Yes. Fine. So one is scheduled percentage, that is your planned percentage, which system will tell you this much work should be completed. One is your actual percentage, that how much work is completed on site. Project scheduler, project manager, they prepare the baseline and the approval is done by your management or the client depending upon the start and the finish dates of your project and the area of your project. Fine. So once you get this, definitely I'm 100% sure people who are working on site, you know that there's a variance between the planned and the actual percentage. So whatever is planned, There's going to be a difference between them. Difference could be in terms of cost or could be in terms of duration. Fine. So cost, duration, so there's going to be different schedule percentage, your planned cost and your actual cost. So there's going to be a difference between all these things which help you to generate your S curves. Has anybody heard about S curves? Yes. And this whole process is known as earned value analysis or management.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Ma'am, some people are watching on YouTube also. They want to in the session in Hindi. So if we can mix it up, then it will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So earned value analysis or management is basically the difference between आपकी planned cost और आपकी actual cost पे. आपका planned percentage जो आपने schedule plan किया है and your actual percentage. So this whole process execution जो है, it starts and it goes till the end. So execution keeps on going. Then साथ साथ हमारा मॉनिटरिंग एंड कंट्रोलिंग भी चलता है. If your activities are getting delayed, if the schedule is getting delayed, then you have to monitor and control. Monitor and control can be helped with the help of schedule compression. There are various ways of doing the schedule compression, right? Schedule compression as in reduce increasing the resources, crashing, that is crunching, changing the relationships and so on, that is schedule compression. So monitoring and controlling is done with the help of compression, applying some constraints, doing some resource leveling. So these are the techniques of monitoring and controlling, which again it will be done in detail once you are into the sessions. Correct? So execution and monitoring and controlling will run hand in hand. Till the time activities will get delayed, even this monitoring and controlling will keep on happening. So this is the continuous process, as on this is also a continuous process. So keep on tracking and updating your project execution and monitoring and controlling. Then we come to closure. Closure where you will be generating your reports, import and export. Fine. Import, export to MS Project, to Excel, and so on. And in Primavera, it has its own database. Primavera का अपना database होता है, तो you need not to save. Automatically the project gets saved in your database. It's a product of Oracle, having the file extension of .xcr. So this is a brief outline what we are going to cover. So anybody wants to ask anything here? Then I'll give you a short glimpse of the software. Anybody who wants to ask anything here? किसी को कुछ पूछना है? Yes, Tanmay, you can ask. Want to ask anything? Okay, thanks, Shahnawaz. किसी को कुछ पूछना है? What is DCMA? That is the rule of project management, Tanmay. Import and export, basically to take the file into MS Project, Primavera file आप MS Project में लेके जा सकते हो. You can take it to MS Project. आप उसको एक्सेल में लेके जा सकते हो. प्राइमावेरा की फाइल अगर किसी को भेजनी है तो भी आपको इंपोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा. दैट इज इंपोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट, क्योंकि फाइल को भेजना एंड देन टू गेट बैक इनटू द सॉफ्टवेयर, बिकॉज यहाँ पे सेविंग का कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है. Arvind, once you are enrolled with these sessions, we will tell you how to download and install the software as well.
Yeah, ma'am Tanmay, actually I am asking about the DCMA rule and how we'll prepare the schedule. Will satisfy the DCMA rule in the Primavera.
Yeah, it will. So that all things we will be covering in detail once you start with it. You know what is DCMA rule, first of all?
No, I need to understand from you actually.
You don't know that project management concept in that case, right?
Ah, correct.
Okay. So yes, we will cover that DCMA rule also. So in that case, if I give you these steps in what do you call it? We will be doing that in these steps. So I'll just brief on that also. Okay.
See, in DCMA rule, I understand that there are certain criteria in the software that is it needs to start minimum 95% activity. Leg
DCM.
duration, negative leg duration is 0, and positive leg duration very minimum, and
See, these
no
all things
delay.
will be covered. Your negative float, your positive float. I'm saying that this will be all covered in Primavera. How to follow that DCM? There will be a negative rule. So basically, digital it is basically millennium where you will be having minimizing. That is kind of compression only. You can say. Okay. So compression will follow DCMA rule only. Yes, you can plan highway project. So DCMA is basically a compression of your schedule. Negative floats, how to reduce the delay of the projects, and all those things. Yes?
So actually, negative float should be actually avoided while preparing the schedule. Actually, that
Yeah.
is a
But
what
basically, it's a 14 point schedule assessment DCMA rule.
correct.
First is the logic. Second, the leads and the lags, the plus and the minus. If I say activity A finishes, 5 days later, the next B activity will start. So leads and lags. So whole that is 14 steps process which all will be covered in your Primavera. Okay. So leads and lags, your relationship type, FS, SS which I described, constraints which I described here, your high float, your negative float, all those things will be covered here. Plus your resources, the activities, basically the health checkup of your report. Like some people, some do not have the predecessors, then some missed tasks which are missing, monitoring the number of incomplete tasks. So these all are the steps like finding the critical path, right? If it is less than 1.95 indicates good schedule. If it is more than that, I hope you're talking about these 14 points. Yes,
Yes, correct.
this all what I'll explain is a part of that only. Baseline schedule execution index, your CPI, cost performance index, your SPI, schedule performance index. So I hope Tanma that's clear with you now.
So, madam, we need to before freezing the baseline, we need to actually all the DCMA rule we should follow that actually. After the
Yeah.
satisfy all the DCMA rule, we need to freeze the baseline. Correct.
Yes, yes, yes. So these
Oh.
14 points will automatically, most of them are covered here. If you have seen, I think so. If you know all 14 points, I was just talking about relationships, which has to be there. I was talking about critical part, which was there. I was talking about any missed activities which do not have any relationship. So those all things are here. So that is the part of your planning only. Clear? Anybody else? Thanks, Tanmay. Anybody else having any question? Can we plan in any project can be planned, being it interior, being it fit out. So as working with multiple, it's been years now into project management, so we can plan any project, being it interiors, being it fit out, being it civil, being it mechanical, anything. Yes, anybody else? So here's a small project. This is basically your Primavera screen. If I hope my screen is visible. So this is basically your Primavera screen where we have created a small project on the building construction. So as somebody was asking, can we create EPS and OBS here? Yes, you can create it here. Can you see? I suppose, Hussein, you were asking or somebody was asking. You can create your, let's say there's SPR constructions, they're into villas, high-rise buildings, commercial buildings. So ABC, you are into construction, into apartments, commercial buildings. So you can create your EPS and OBS here itself. Okay. Then if you go to enterprise, first and foremost, you have to create your profile, what all work your company is doing. Then you go to enterprise. Here you define the OBS, that is the people who are there in the organization, the senior most positions basically. So if you can see Gulf contractors, MD, director. So we have defined that. So this way you can define your own company people there. Yes, Tanmay, you can ask your question, please.
Actually, I have one question, madam. If I have handled two projects, okay, differently. Suppose one MHS project and another one liquid project, liquid terminal project.
Hmm.
Suppose one in my MHS project, some substation is there. From that substation, I have to supply power to liquid terminal project. Okay. So can I link that activity substation supply manpower supply to
Yes, you
liquid
can.
terminal? Can I?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can open two projects together. That is called multiple projects here. Then I can
Okay.
connect the predecessor of the initial activity with the other. How
Okay.
many projects ideally completes as planned? Many a time 12-month projects goes to 18 months and 24 months to 48. How to handle this? That is your monitoring and controlling, compressing of your schedule, Hussein. That you have to check here. So that is basically we will learn in the monitoring and controlling. Yes, anybody else? Anybody else?
Here schedule percentage complete means plan percentage, correct?
See, I
And
have
when I,
here. This is the planned percentage. This much work should be completed. And this I have updated the actual percentage.
so here we will update the physical percentage or duration percentage.
You can do both. As we
So
will be
result will
learning. As
so result will come same or different.
obviously, if it is a physical or how are you calculating your things, it is here. So it's you want to take it on duration or you want to base it on the physical or you want to base it on the resource units. So these all things will be done in detail once you're into the session. So yes, there's going to be difference in them. Hussein, government projects like Chanab River took an uncertain time. In that case, what would be the baseline time? Actual and planned. What was the initial plan will be your baseline, no? You can create n number of baselines. Might be rescheduling it. In Primavera, you can create n number of baselines. At a time, you can show two baselines. Three. Primary, secondary, and tertiary. So if your dates are rescheduled, in that case, you can create multiple baselines. So then you can have comparison. This was the planned one. This is the second planned, second agreed, then the third ones.
But madam, Primavera only three baseline we can create. Okay.
You
Correct.
can show three. You can create n number. It is not key you have to, you can create only three. Right? Thanks, Hussein. Yes, anybody else apart, any Arvind, Sachin? This is a sample project which I have created. Building construction. I've given the main WBS activities, given the actual duration. Now this is the remaining duration which has been calculated after the adding the baselines and the percentage. So can you see the schedule percentage complete here? This was, I have taken the status update on 30th of July. Sorry, So this much work should be completed till 30th of July. And this is what I'm updating the actuals. How much work is completed here. Can you see? This is what I have updated in status. And this is reflecting here. So once it is there, if you can see, these are my
Madam,
planned
actually,
dates.
in the schedule percentage completed, you are updated or not, sir? Madam, actually, you updated the project, okay? Correct, no?
Yes,
So, but in the activity percentage complete in that column, that percentage is not coming actually.
where it is not coming.
In the schedule percentage complete, that is
Roll up never
97.8%.
comes. Roll up never comes in your actual, being it MS project, being it Primavera.
So then how we conclude that how much percentage complete actually after updating
That
the
we have
project?
to apply the formulas and the other things and get the formula done here.
But schedule percentage complete, that percentage roll over and it is showing. But in activity percent completed, that is not rollover, it is not
Not
showing.
even an MS project doesn't show this, neither Primavera shows this. We do on customization that part. So that is the customization of your multiple things.
So after updating the project for suppose for 1 month, so how we calculate how much percentage completed actually
This is
for
what
that
I'm
project?
saying, Tanmay. We have to customize that. Those are the formulas. We'll be doing it in the customization. So automatically system will not show you that. There's going to be a customization for that. That we will see with the help of customization.
The
Being
schedule
an
is
MS project, you have to create the customized column there.
this is madam resource loaded schedule.
Yes.
Okay. Can you show us the resource? How what are the resources you have assigned actually? Can you
It's,
show?
it's, it's shown here. Can you please see in the column?
Ah yes.
So labor, supervisor, cement. This is all I have already uploaded here.
Okay.
Based on that, I'm getting the cost here. Budgeted total cost.
Budgeted total cost. Yeah. Can you show us the actually resource? What the unit you meant assigned to the resource?
What unit as in? I'm paying this per day. This is the resource. It's a labor resource. In case of steel, this is the unit of measure. I'm measuring it with the help of tons and so on. This is the cost for each resource.
Okay. That's
Yes.
fine.
Anybody else wants to ask anything? So all clear. So once you've created the resource activities, you can compare the percentage. Then you can compare. I've added the few columns like budgeted total cost and the earned value cost. Thanks, John. So these all things, actual cost, if I'm changing some resources, anything, I'm getting the things in the cost variance also. What was planned, I'm spending more. What was planned, I'm spending less. So this is the cost variance. So these all things will be covered in your earned value analysis. Anybody having any other question?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Pankitesh.
Yeah, ma'am. What means for floats? Float means
The activity, basically the activity which are not critical can be delayed. If you see the activity which is green, this can be delayed. So how much it can be delayed? It can be delayed for 19 days. The activities which are red are the critical activities, they cannot be delayed. So float is basically the buffer or the grace time for the activity to get delayed.
But
So,
basically, I'm applying for that one new project. I'm also sequentially one project finish after one project is I'm applying for that finish to start. I'm already applied. But float also came.
Sorry?
Uh, Ma'am, I'm already one one schedule also I'm already made.
Hmm.
That is activities also. One finish after one start. Finish to start. I'm already
Your
assigned
voice
that
is your
activities.
voice is cracking in between. I can't hear you properly. Hello?
Uh, Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm already applying for that activities. One finish after I'm already applied for that finish to start. I'm already applied. But float also came. What reason for that float also came? That one
See, it depends on the relationships what you're giving, na?
relationship. I'm also not forgiven for that relationship also.
All are finished to start.
Yeah, all are finished to start.
Then you can't get the float.
Uh, that the float is a zero. Yeah.
Yes, float will be zero if it is one after the other.
Mm,
Activity A finishes, B starts, B finishes, C starts. A will get delay, then B will also get delay, C will also get delay. So you cannot have float there. But if in case, yes, A and B are starting together, A is for 5 days, B is for 10 days, A and B both finish, then C is going to start. So in that case, A can be delayed for 2, 3 days. So if it is one after the other all activities, then you cannot have float.
okay,
The
ma'am.
relationship, your lead lags have to be there.
Ma'am, I'm already applying for that five work. If either on home building na, we also
Venkatesh,
make
your
for
voice is cutting in between actually.
okay.
I can't hear you properly. Your words are missing.
Okay, ma'am. Let's to start. No problem.
Hello? Yes,
And
Tanvi.
further.
Yes.
Hello,
Anybody?
ma'am, you can proceed further.
Sorry, Sonali ma'am.
I said you can proceed further.
Okay. Okay. So this is how you get your budget cost, then the earned value and the actual cost, and there you get the cost variance. So based on that, you will be calculating your cost performance index is your project is in loss or in profit. So my project already contains the baselines here and the actual percentages here. So the line below is the baseline. I am delayed by my schedule. This is how it shows your data. And in Primavera, you need not to save. Wherever I will leave it in the last, it will open there only. You can compare two projects also. Like one is your planned project, one is your actual project. You can compare them with the help of the reports. In Primavera, you can even do the health checkup. Yes, health of the schedule you can check, Tanmaya. I just, how would you update the professional activity in Primavera? Kunj, this is what we are seeing here. This is what is planned, and this is what I've already updated. The actuals updated in the status. Clear?
Ma'am, Hussein here. How to know which activity completes in which time, ma'am, if we don't have any exposure to the works?
See, you need to have an experience, or from the help of your site people or project manager, you have to. That is as per experience.
Okay, so if we don't have any experience background, is it not good to
No,
learn
no,
this
it
tool
is
or
not
how?
that ways. You're not good to. Might you're already working as a site supervisor, you're already working as a drawing engineer, what design engineer. So basic knowledge is there, then something we will be telling you We can't tell you the exact days. For example, if you are working, there's a 100 square feet area and 200 square feet area. So that you have to take the judgment and how much resources will be applying it, how many days it will take, and so on. So you
But
need to
ideally,
know the
when we are
background of your industry.
okay, ideally, if you are preparing for the first time, then there will be mistakes, no, ma'am. So how
Then,
to
then,
cover
then,
up
then you
that?
can go for a project coordinator job first. That is also with the help of Primavera. Then gradually, there in project coordinator, you get all the details from your project scheduler and the manager. If you've ever checked, there are multiple kinds of jobs: project coordinator, project scheduler, project manager. So coordinator will get the data from the scheduler and the manager. And then gradually, once you get experience, then you go for a project scheduler job. Then you can go for a project manager job. So once you're there in the first time, you will be getting the data in Excel from from your seniors, the scheduler or managers, and then you can gradually work for that, and then you can gain the experience then.
Okay, last two questions, ma'am, from my side. So as I told
Yeah.
you, sometimes, many times, in fact, project won't complete on a planned schedule.
Hmm.
So there will be a lot of uncertainties in that. 12 months project goes to 14 months, or 14 months project go to 20 months. So in that uncertain scenario, so how the every time do you mean to say, like, amendments we have, like revisions in drawing? So schedule will also undergo those kind of revisions. And if it is going under revision, then what is the use of planning then?
No schedule will go without amendments. Baseline, so obviously there are some milestones. If you don't complete it on the time, then you have to, there are some compensations at times, there's some replan in the payment and so on. Right? So baseline, it will be compared. How will you compare? How are you delayed? So the project start dates, the baselines will be your amendments will be n number of times. So how can a client compare how much delay you are? And then the next time you will not do those mistakes, no? Delay analysis, Tanma, we can do with the help of, what do you say, the variances, baseline duration variances, your actual duration and everything. Risk analysis, only you can mention the risk here. Risk analysis, we have different software, Oracle risk analysis. You can just mention the risk. Tanmay, I'm saying how analyze, it is basically a risk analysis, different software, Oracle risk analysis. Here you can just mention it. Fine. Rest all will be done in depth once we start with these softwares. So once you enroll in the full course, the other questions will be there to be answered. I hope the session was okay and you were clear about what is Primavera. And as somebody asked, the limitations of MS Project and Primavera, MS Project is for multiple and the big scale projects. Sorry, Primavera is for multiple and the big scale projects. And MSP you can handle, because MSP has little bit you can, for smaller industries, and basically what company you're getting into, what software they are using. So that is best there. Both are used for project planning and management. But MSP you can have only at a time single baseline. In Primavera you can compare with 3 baselines. I would not say MSP is Alto, because nowadays MSP is also server based. So Tanmaya, that is not a justified statement. MSP is also nowadays server based. And P6 is also server based. So for some companies, MSP is everything. So both are equally important. Yes, Shanavas, perfectly fine. So yes, I hand over to the team. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, ma'am, for your time. It was a great session indeed and a very interactive one. I expect everyone has learned something or the other from this session. So we're going to close, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining in and thank you so much for the learners. We can end the session here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody.
Oh, ma'am. Lastly, only one question. More than interview question for what is the Eskaru? Eskaru, simple asking for how to give that answer.
S curve is your schedule comparison, the actual and the planned percentage, actual and the planned cost.
Actual versus and plan cost.
Yeah, and actual versus planned percentage.
Okay, okay.
So, good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Rest all things we will cover in detail once you are enrolled for the course.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, hello,
Yes.
anybody? Ma'am, when you're going to start the session, ma'am, classes? Because the last month only I paid for the
Please check
to
with
start
the
the.
Sonali ma'am for that. She'll
Ma'am,
be
you can choose to drop the session. We'll handle the
okay.
rest of the
Okay.
things.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello,
Hello. Yes, please tell me.
Sonal, ma'am. This is Tajud Jain. The last month
Okay.
I paid for the. On the day you said you only start on the July first week. Initially, after that you said you said it's, I got the information that you're going to start on the second week of the July, but till now not started. Uh,
You
can
can
you
check
give me
with the
the
agent. You can check with the agent who had done the sales with you. You can check with the agent.
okay?
Yeah, because this is a central number, so we do not have a particular data.
Okay, fine.
Anybody else has any other queries? Okay, thank you everyone for joining in. We can close the session here.